Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 1111 Matrix Code Revealed. As always, I'm your host, Garrett King. Well, you're certainly getting a treat this week, folks. 2 videos in 1 week. It's certainly been a while since I've been able to do that. So I have 2 particular, again, these are Bible code searches that I've done. That I wanted to show you, and it's kind of going off of the last video that I showed you. I thought it would be interesting to put in Trump and Biden and see if we can really do a predictive search and see if we can discover before it actually happens who is actually going to win the election. I thought that would be kind of interesting. Put some search terms in and see what the results are. Because like in the last video, I talked about, if we had only known the name of the person who attempted to assassinate Trump, then we could have searched it, and how do we find these things before they actually happen? Okay. So, and obviously something like that, like an assassination attempt, unless you know the person's name who's going to attempt to do this, it's going to be hard. You would just have to basically, again, have a supercomputer to search through the entire Bible and just look for any sort of name that appears there. I don't know how you could ever actually pinpoint it down, but I mean, I don't know. Again, there's got to be a way. I just feel like there has to be a way. I mean, there just does, or else why is the information even here in the first place? But yeah, so I thought this would be a fun, interesting experiment, and we'll see how it plays out. I can tell you, and I will show you here in just a few minutes, what the Bible codes are showing and what my thoughts are. And I think my thoughts are very parallel to what the codes are showing. It's like you look at these codes and it's super obvious. But again, we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. But I just wanted to do this experiment, sort of see if we can predict in advance what the outcome is going to be, and see if the Bible codes are right. Before we jump into that, though, I do want to point something out in the last Bible code matrix that I showed you guys. This is the one that had the full name of the person who attempted to assassinate Trump. And this was pointed out to me by one of my followers here on YouTube, Stardust Ranch 2617. I just want to give them a shout out because even though this was again, staring me right in the face, I didn't see the obvious connection there until they pointed it out. And I was like, after they pointed it out, I was like, what? So here is the matrix that I showed you guys last time. Okay. And as I mentioned, let's zoom in here at the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see this. So this matrix is made up of 45 rows and 45 columns and 2,025 characters. Now, what Stardust Ranch pointed out to me was that Trump was the 45th president, and it's possible, very possible, that he will be the 47th president in 2025. And that could be this whole thing here, because it has 45 rows, 45 columns, and 2,025 characters. It's almost like predictive in of itself, showing us that in 2025, he's more than likely going to be the president again. So yeah, that's a very cool connection. Thank you, Stardust Ranch, for pointing that out to me. Sometimes those things are just sitting right in front of your face and you don't realize it until a couple of days later, until someone points it out to you. But I definitely needed that one pointed out to me. I made a comment on my last video too, because I got tongue twisted when I was talking about the prime numbers. So 30, and I screwed it up. I said how did I say it? I think I said 21 was the 73rd prime number, and it's the flip. 73 is the 21st prime number, and 37 is the 12th prime number. So I just wanted to kind of rectify and clarify that. And I mean, obviously I was trying to get through that video pretty quickly because I was on my lunch break. So I definitely got tongue-tied on that. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump into these other two matrices that I found. So let's just start with Trump first. This is very interesting here, folks. Okay, so I want you to pay very close attention to this matrix. I want you to look at the terms and the search terms that I put in, and I want you to just look very carefully at how compact this matrix is. And as we walk through this, I'm going to point some things out to you. Now, the search terms that I put in were, of course, Donald and Trump, first and last name. I put the number 47 because he was the 45th president, then Biden was the 46th, and if Trump gets elected again, then he will be the 47th. So put the number 47 in. I put the word president. I put the year, the Hebrew year, 2025, the word elected, the word when, the words United States, and for shits and giggles, I even put MAGA, Make America Great Again, and all of these terms were found within this very compact little matrix here. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and go through this real fast. So Donald is this word right here in red. It's running vertically. Now, what's interesting here is we have Donald, and then we have the word president crossing over. This is so interesting. I mean, I don't know. This is just so interesting to me that the way this is laid out in this particular matrix. So Donald is crossing over the words when and president. And president is crossing over the last name of Trump. Okay? So right here, let me kind of, I don't want to rotate it. Let's see if I can make this a little larger and zoom in here. Okay, stop rotating. What the hell? All right. So Donald is right here in red. Okay? These pink letters, this is the word president. Okay, and you can see how it's literally crossing over Donald. And the word when is this sort of golden color. And it is crossing over Donald and president. And then if we look over here, president is crossing over Trump. And then Trump is leading up to the year 2025. Now, pay very close attention to this. The letters that make up the year 2025 is using this last letter right here. It's using the last letter in Trump. So it's like the words Trump and the year 2025 are married together in a sense because they're using one of the same letters in both search terms. Now, that happens again with the word when right here, this golden term, because it's using this letter here, okay, which is ket or het. It's pronounced a couple of different ways. And then this letter up here is pay. But this letter here, it's being used in the word when, and it's being used in the word elected. Elected. Okay? So it's interesting that we have the word when and elected kind of married as well. Then right here in blue, we have the number 47. And again, another connection because MAGA, Make America Great Again, is literally using one of the letters in the number 47 to make up MAGA. And then over here, we have the United States, okay? And the United States is crossing over the word win. So this is so compact, and it's literally, in my opinion, showing that obviously Donald Trump is going to win the election and become the 47th president in 2025. It's just, again, it's crazy. It's crazy. And now when I show you the one for Biden, you're going to see a huge difference in the way these two matrices look. So again, this one's very compact. We've got search terms that are literally connecting, crossing over one another. I mean, you know, like if this was like tarot in a sense, you know, you have to read the codes or you know, read the layout or whatever. I mean, in my opinion, this is showing that Donald Trump is going to win. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. The other interesting thing is that this entire matrix is all found within Leviticus. I mean, it's all in that section, Leviticus. You'll see that the one for Biden is also, the majority of it is in Leviticus, but some of the search terms stretch all the way into Numbers. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and pull up the one for Biden, and then we'll look at them side by side. So here's the one for Biden. Now look at this, folks. I mean, see how I had to basically zoom really far out to get everything that's in this matrix to show up, because all of the search terms are really spread out. There's nothing really connecting in a sense, not the way that it is with this matrix for Trump. The one for Biden is, I don't know. Let's just look at it very quickly and we'll go through this. So the search term for Joe, I put in Joseph Biden. That is his full name. And so Joseph is right here. And then the number 46 is made up of this purple. Let me zoom in a little bit more if I can. So 46 is made up of this letter and this letter. Okay. And what's interesting is you can't really tell this because I have this block with the name Joseph in this, like covering it up. But there's literally a skip of 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 numbers in between this letter and this letter within the name of Joseph. So it's equal on either side. The number 46 basically is what I'm trying to say, is equal on either side of the name of Joseph. So indicating again that he is the 46th president. And then we have his last name, Biden, okay, which is crossing over the number 46. So we have Joseph Biden, 46. Now, let's zoom out here. Now, we do have the word president over here in blue. We also have the word elected, okay? And then up here, we have the word win. And over here, we have the year 2025. Now, so some of the exact same search terms are in this matrix as in the one for Trump. But let's look at the layout, okay? So we have the word defeated here as well, okay? Now, very carefully, so let's just look at this. We start to realize that the majority of the terms are on the other side of this line for the year 2025. And president is off on its own. Like he's being removed from office of being the president. So, as I said, we have the word defeated. And what's interesting about this is that the word for defeated is literally coming like diagonally, and this letter here is butting up next to, it's not using the same letter, so it's not like connected in that way, but it's right next to it. They're neighbors, if you will. So we have the word defeated, and it's literally butting up to the year 2025. So suggesting that he will be defeated. He will not be the president. President is removed. It's way over here. Now, what does it mean when we have the other words like win and elected? Well, let's think about it. He did win. He was elected president, but he was elected the 46th president. And just the simple fact that the year 2025 is here, and the word defeated is showing that, yes, he was president, he was elected president, he was the 46th president, but he will be defeated, and therefore he will not continue being the president. And in fact, the word win could be looked at two different ways. Yes, he won the election and became the 46th president. But if we're looking at this in terms of the year 2025, well, and here's another interesting thing about this really quickly. So the last letter that makes up the numbers for the year 2025 literally stretches off and arrives over here. That's why I have this line coming over here. Okay. But then the word win is going diagonally here. And it's so far away from the rest of the search terms that it almost seems to give us this idea that the idea of him winning is such a huge stretch of the imagination, which could be why the year 2025 is so stretched out the way that it is. I mean, it's interesting, again, looking at these two matrices side by side. And again, this is just predictive. I'm not, there's no way. I don't have a crystal ball that, I just know what's going to happen. But so we're making this prediction. And looking at these matrix codes here, my prediction is that Trump is going to win the election. He will become the 47th president in 2025, and Biden will be defeated. Now, as I was telling a friend of mine earlier this morning, I have very little faith in both of these people as our president. So I'm not advocating one over the other. I don't want anyone to think that. They both have their issues. I've said it before, one of them has constipation of the brain and the other one has diarrhea of the mouth. So it is what it is. But, I just wanted to show you guys these matrices really quickly. And again, this will be a very fun experiment to see if this prediction, is accurate. See how this plays out, and see if we, are going to be able to make an accurate prediction based on the Bible codes before the event actually happens. So yeah. Okay, folks, that's it. I just wanted to very quickly show you these. Again, I don't know. I'm just sitting here looking at these, side by side, and the one for Trump is just, it's so compact. The terms are crossing over one another and connecting in such a way that it feels as though it's very predictive of what the outcome is going to be. And then, of course, we look over here at the one for Biden, and everything is so stretched out and so far away from one another. That's why the letters appear so small, because I had to really zoom out in order to get the whole entire thing to fit on the screen. And just the simple fact, too, that the words appear so far away from one another makes this, it just gives that impression that, I mean, like I said, that he will be defeated. Now, I'm not going to bet my life on it. I'm not there yet, but just going off of these codes. So let's see what happens. That's all we can do. All right, folks, there you have it. Short video. Wanted to show you these very quickly. I will continue doing these Bible code searches. Just had someone mention today searching for the rapture within these codes. I think that's a pretty good idea. So I'll do that. Now, I just want to very quickly before I wrap this up. I asked you guys to come forward and give me some ideas on things to search for. Now, I would love, and I've had a couple of you say, "Hey, can you search my name?" I would love to be able to do that. I really would. But I for one thing, I don't have the time, and I'm so sorry, but I don't have the time to search every person's name to see if they show up in the Bible. I wish I could, but I just don't have the time. So when you're thinking of suggestions and stuff like that, just kind of keep that in mind. I would like to make the searches more relevant to everyone, and not just pinpoint it down to a single individual, unless it's someone of kind of like a higher well-known status in this example, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So yeah, please send me thoughts of what we could search for, any ideas on things that maybe we could search for that would be predictive, like as in this case here, something that we know is kind of in the works, but we want to see what the outcome might be. Let's see if there's real true predictive power in these codes, if we can find these things and make accurate predictions before they actually happen. That's the goal. And I think if we can continue to do that, then we can get more people on board with this whole idea of these Bible codes being real, and being accurate. So, okay, that's it. I won't ramble anymore, so I'll let you guys go. Hope you enjoyed this video. And again, like I said, send me your suggestions and thoughts on things that we can search for, and I will do my best to make those happen. So, all right, that's it for now, folks. I hope you have a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. I will continue searches and bring them to you as I find them. And until next time, hope you all take care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.